My name is Brother Bolgan from the American Falls, Idaho Stake High Council. I'm very pleased to welcome home Elder Pratt Matthews, who has returned home from serving in the Adelaide, Australia Mission. How you doing, Elder Matthews?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Would you tell us about your mission and maybe how the church operated within your mission?
So I was in the Adelaide, Australia Mission, and it's the second biggest mission in the world and actually has the largest transfer. But with that big of a land area, there's only 3 stakes, I believe, in that whole area. The church there is very different. There's not as many members, but the members that are there are extremely strong. And they love to do community activities and things, as the church puts on a lot of community activities for people to come to. And it really brings in all sorts of people. But yeah, I mostly worked in small branches where there's only 20 or 30 people there. And as a missionary in a branch that small, you play a big role for everyone there. You help out with lots of things that you don't typically in a bigger ward, and the community really takes you in and makes sure you have everything you need. But the church the members there are very strong, but it is small in the Adelaide Mission.
Thanks for sharing that. Would you like to share some experiences that you may have had while you were out there in Australia?
Yeah, I had quite a few experiences. The main source of finding in that mission is door knocking, and so I had lots of different encounters with people every day. And I guess the first experience I had there it was how shocking it was, how high percentage of the people were atheist and didn't believe in anything at all, and it wasn't like, oh, I don't know if there is a God. It was just like very straightforward. There is no such thing as a God. And so that was very eye-opening to me. I had never seen that. So door knocking could be pretty tough, but one day as we were door knocking, we were pretty much done. We had a couple houses left, and this lady, we met her, and she sounded really interested, and she wanted to know, because she had heard about the plan of salvation before. And so like, oh yeah, we'll come and teach you the plan of salvation. And she wanted us to meet her in this little park next to her house. And so we came back, and before we even got to the table where she was sitting, we could see she had a Bible out already and all this stuff. And we're like, oh no, we knew what it was. We knew she didn't really want to learn anything. And she laid into us pretty good for a while over the Bible, and it ended up going for like 2 hours, just wouldn't stop. And I was getting pretty frustrated, and so was my companion, because we didn't even care. We just wanted to go, because like we've been here for 2 hours and it's hot. But she just kept wanting to go at it. And so as we're sitting there, this lady rolled past on a bike once, and then about 10 minutes later, she came back again, and she asked, oh, are you guys the Mormons? As we're in a lesson with this lady, and we said, oh yeah, we are. She said, I think I have a friend who could use your guys' help. She's like, all right, if you give us her address, we'll be over as soon as we can get out of here. And so she gave us the address, and we wrapped up the lesson with the lady, and we went straight to the address. And it was like, you couldn't even tell there was a house there. It was just a chain link fence with a gate that had a little number on it. You couldn't even tell there was a house there because there was tarp on the fence. And we were pretty nervous, but we went in and we found this older lady who, she was really at a low point in her life and was really struggling. And we introduced her to the Book of Mormon for the first time, and she loved to read. And so she read through tons of the Book of Mormon just the first time we asked her to. The next time we came back, she already read a bunch of it. And she really just progressed rapidly and got into the Come Follow Me stuff, and she loved it because it gave her a way to study. Because we could tell her what things to read, but it was still kind of hard for us because we weren't always there. When she got a Come Follow Me manual, she took off, and she ended up being baptized 4 or 5 weeks after we met her. But the part that was really neat to me is I was always frustrated door knocking. I was like, this is terrible. We never meet anyone that wants to hear a lesson. And I thought we'd found someone who wanted to hear a lesson. It turned out we were in the right spot for somebody else who needed the help. It wasn't actually the lady who we thought needed the help. And so that to me is one experience that I'll take away that of missionary work, of even when you feel like you're going nowhere, you never know where you're going to end up, and you'll be in the right spot.
Thanks for sharing that. That was a great experience. So you went out in November, was it?
Yeah, November.
So a little over half a year. How would you say your testimony of Jesus Christ has increased in that time?
Oh, it's more than doubled. I know that. I had one before I went out, of course, but truly taking the atonement in and realizing it's for more than just sin. That's what I always thought. Oh, the atonement's there for when we sin, but that He's really there for us for everything, and the atonement covers every feeling you've ever had and every issue that might come up with someone, of a way they feel, or just anything in their lives, and you can really promise that to them, that He'll always be there for you and He'll always comfort you. And so it's grown tremendously.
Great. Well, before we end, would you mind bearing your testimony for us?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to read through the Book of Mormon once before we got called back, and I know that Joseph Smith truly translated the Book of Mormon, and that it is the most correct book on the earth today, as President Russell M. Nelson has told us. I know that the church leaders in the church are called of God, and that they speak for and on behalf of Him to lead and guide this church. I know that Jesus Christ performed the atonement for everything we can encounter in this life, and that He'll always be there for us. And I know the church is true, and I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Well, Elder Matthews, welcome home. Hopefully it's not a long stay and we can get you back out as soon as possible, but thanks for sharing your experiences and your testimony with us today. And we wish you good luck.
Thank you.